How may I help you this evening? You got a question for me?
I just wanted to know if you had any sort of insight on my soul's purpose here on Earth.
Let me ask you this question. This is always fun. If you had more money than you could ever spend in your whole life, what would you do for fun?
You know, when you were doing it, Julie, I felt around my heart and the center of my body a whirling feeling.
Well, good. That was that lymph cleanse.
The sister comes to her with a dress that's red, that's blood, because she was in a car accident, apparently. But I don't understand why she would come to her with a knife.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm so delighted you could join us this evening. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all over the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. We got a whole bunch of callers on hold, but a couple of things first before we get to them and their questions. It's always a surprise to me. I never knew who was going to call, and I certainly don't know what they're going to ask. So that makes it really fun for this show. A couple of things. When I'm talking about a healing or describing something that I'm seeing, when I say on my radar that's in my mind's eye, do your best to picture what I'm describing, because then everybody that listens to the show is participating in the healing. So those of you that listen, consider calling in if you've got a question or you got something going on, because it's a huge healing for you. It's similar to when there's a lot of prayer being said for somebody, when a lot of thought goes in for this same cause or the same reason, the healing is exponential. So keep that in mind. Picture what I'm discussing, and then that's going to help you participate in the healing. And the person who's calling in really appreciates that. Many of my students, I tell them it's a great way to practice doing woo-woo, because you can envision what I'm talking about, see if you get the same thing, and then see what I say. And then you can compare that to what you're getting. So it's a great way to practice as well. A couple of reminders. We're in the Christmas holiday season. I've had several people email me and ask if we could put up the sponsor links. And that's everything for Amata face cream, for the Viome test, for Purity Woods cream, for Beam Minerals, all that jazz. And we just added it to the website. So AskJulieRyan.com, if you go on there, you'll see a new tab that says sponsor page. And there are big discounts on all that stuff up there. So if you're looking for something for a gift for somebody that's health related or beauty related too, then just go to AskJulieRyan.com, click on the sponsor link, and you'll see all those links to the different companies and also what the checkout code is to get a discount on that. Secondly, all my books. People give my books as a Christmas gift, not only to children, but everybody's going to lose a loved one at some point. And so angelic attendance is a really good thing to give as a gift, just because you don't have to wait till somebody's dying to not be afraid of death. And this talks about how we're surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. And then there are 4 children's books and 2 books about the 2-minute rule that I talk about. So those are all really good Christmas gifts too. For the person that you can't think of what to get them, go to AskJulieRyan.com. and you'll be able to see a few suggestions. Alrighty, let's go to the phones and see who our first caller is. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Julie.
How are you doing, girl? Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you so much.
Where are you located?
I'm in Nelson, British Columbia, Canada.
Okay, wonderful. You got snow up there?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Oh boy, getting ready for Santa. I used to fret about that as a kid, because if we didn't have snow in Ohio, how was Santa going to land his sleigh?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You got to have the snow.
Got to have snow. Well, I'm here in the deep South, so, we
Not
improvise.
so
That's right. How may I help you this evening? You got a question for me?
I do, Julie. 10 years ago, I had a brain tumor and it was successfully removed. But
Okay.
just this year, which has been 10 years since, I have to keep getting MRIs. And I went for my last MRI and they said it has regrown. And so now they said this time around, I cannot do surgery that could be fatal. So my only other way to deal with it is through radiation therapy and perhaps a radiation mask. And I'm not really looking forward to either of those things. And I was wondering if maybe you could take a look at it and see, what's going on in there and what we can do about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right. How this works is I'm going to raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. For those of you that are first-time watchers and listeners, I'm going to watch a laser beam in my mind's eye come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into Shelley up in Canada. And then I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye, Shelley. It's going to be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. Something will be identified. There will be some kind of healing that will happen. That can take the form of something getting added, something getting removed. I watch procedures all the time that emulate what I saw in surgery for many years. I'm an inventor of surgical devices and former manufacturer. So a lot of this stuff emulates what I saw in surgery. Sometimes I see healings that use methodologies and devices that haven't been invented yet. And regardless of what I'm seeing, I'm going to be very descriptive with you. Sometimes my analogies are hilarious, so prepare yourself. I may tell you your elbow looks like whipped cream or something crazy like that. But that's just how the images come to me so we can envision them. Because if we can envision them, it helps integrate the healing into your body. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in British Columbia. All right, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Okay, I can see the tumor. It's tumors can look to me like they're either dark and they can look black and kind of sticky. Yours looks more like a head of cauliflower. It's kind of lumpy. And so what I'm doing, Shelley, is spirit working through me and with me to help facilitate healing. I'm encapsulating that tumor so those cells don't go anywhere, removing it out of your head. And then what we're doing is we're using stem cell energy to regenerate brain tissue where we took it out. Stem cell energy is a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it, reminds me of Dippity-Doo hair gel. Do you remember that from the 60s and 70s?
I certainly do. I'm old enough to remember.
Isn't that hilarious? All right. There's a vortex spinning above your head, and that centrifugal force is what is going to transform the stem cell energy into new brain matter. As soon as I watch the tumor get removed, it just disappears. It just obliterates it. So that's number one. What I'm doing while it's regenerating that brain matter, Shelley, is I'm looking for the vascular system for that tumor, because tumors need blood flow in order to grow. So what I'm watching is all the tributaries of blood that are coming into where the tumor was, and those are being cauterized. So kind of burned on the end so that they just die. They don't have anywhere to go. So they're just going to be down on the end. Okay, so I've got that going. Let's do a DNA healing on you, Shelley. DNA looks like strands of paper strips of paper you'd see in a fortune cookie with the fortune written in it. And so what I'm watching is the letters on the DNA strands are ATCG. They represent nucleic acids. One strand can have 100,000 letters, can have 1 billion letters. I'm watching those letters get moved up and over as if we're watching somebody play Scrabble in warp speed. So I'm watching them get resequenced, if you will. You have 7 strands that have come out of an X chromosome. You know, girls have 2 X's, boys have an X and a Y. So I always see an X. And again, this is a metaphor. This is an analogy for the energy healing that's happening. So I'm watching those get resequenced. 3 of them are back in. We got 4 more to go. We'll do a lymph cleanse in a moment, and then you'll be good to go. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, just like I did the first time around when I didn't even know I had a tumor until
Okay.
I got an MRI and they told me. So I'm feeling fine.
Okay, good.
I just
Well,
want it gone.
I bet. Focus on that. Focus on that you feel good. All right. So we got one
Mhm.
more strand to go back in. That strand's back in. Okay. Lymph cleanse. Imagine there's a big clear tube in the front of your body, all your lymph material, your lymph fluids in there. Do you remember what lava lamps look like, Shelley?
I sure do. I have one.
Okay. Oh,
That's
you
how
have
old
one.
I am.
Right. You know how the liquid in there is kind of globby looking?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this looks like to me. It's kind of an amber color again, and it's spinning in this tube, and then there's a hole that's open on the bottom of each of your feet, and the toxins come out the bottom of your feet. So it's reverse osmosis purification of your lymph fluid. There's a big dome that's come down on top of you that's pulling out any lymph nodes that have sequestered toxins, like the cancer cells. Got that. That's pulling it out. You're being sprinkled with stem cell energy. And that's going to help you regenerate new lymph nodes. Vortex above your head, beneath your feet, on either side of you, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. If you think about it, if you go back to your biology classes in grade school, we learned that every cell has a nucleus. Every nucleus is surrounded by cytoplasm. Cytoplasm's a watery gel, like dippity doo. And our bodies have a centrifugal force in them that spins, that causes those cells to divide and replicate to the tune of billions of them a day. So in these healings, I believe what I'm watching is I'm watching the body do it on its own, just in warp speed. So that's what's happening. Yeah, the healings will integrate into your body, and that can happen instantly. It can take days, weeks, months, may need some kind of complementary care. But certainly, it's always our spirit's prerogative to utilize the healing in a way that best facilitates whatever it is our spirit's exploring in this lifetime. So keep that
Well,
in mind.
when you were doing it, Julie, I felt around my heart and the center of my body a whirling feeling.
Well, good. That was that lymph cleanse. That's exactly what was going on. Thanks for letting us know that. Yeah. One other thing, Shelley, consider looking up Thomas Seyfried, Seyfried, PhD. He's a scientist at Boston College who's done a lot of research on cancer. The stuff that he talks about resonates a lot with me. And it's different from what other doctors and what other scientists are espousing. So you may want to check him out, Thomas Seyfried, PhD, Dr. Thomas Seyfried, and
And
see
he's from
the
Boston?
Boston College.
Boston
Yeah.
College.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hope you feel better. Keep us posted on how you're doing.
Oh, I will, Julian. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you letting me have a few minutes of your time.
Oh, my honor. Feel better.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Well, hi, Karen.
Hi, Julie. How are you? I love your little Christmas
Wonderful.
tree brooch.
Thank you. I have this collection of vintage brooches that I like to wear. And thank you, because they were somebody's mothers or grandmothers, and they loved them. And now I get to wear them and continue enjoying them, enjoying somebody's jewelry that they enjoyed. In this case, this was my mother's. So
That's
I,
fab.
I buy a lot of vintage jewelry and brooches, and then of course I cherish the ones that were family pieces as well.
Nice. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Please tell everybody where you are.
I am in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Okay, everybody,
But
Karen's been on the show. I don't remember what the episode is, but it was a couple of months ago, so you can find her if you go back. That was fun having you on the show.
That was so much fun. Delighted to have joined.
Wonderful. Obviously, she's an Irish girl living in Mexico. You can tell by her accent. Yeah. Well, you got a question for
Yeah,
me?
I do. And it's actually connecting back to Ireland, back to Poppy, the cat that you did a healing on a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
She was attacked by a dog and was kind of left with no options, and you did a healing and she was great. But lately she has been a bit poorly again. And obviously, mom is very upset, but she's been diagnosed with feline AIDS
Oh,
and
geez.
yeah, and severe anemia. And they gave her a cortisol shot, which can help with the anemia, but seemingly can interact with the feline AIDS. So they're not sure how it'll go. So yeah, maybe if you could connect in with Poppy and see how she's doing or what she might need.
Poppy's spirit's out of her body. So Poppy's
Oh,
not in good shape. Yeah. How old is Poppy?
she's probably 9 or 10. We're trying to figure this out
Oh,
when I'm
yeah.
home. Yeah. Oh.
So when a person or an animal's spirit is out of their body, I don't scan them because it's like trying to
Mm,
look at an X-ray in a pitch black room without any electricity.
yeah.
So I think she's in trouble right now.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Are you
It
going to
appears.
Ireland for the holidays?
No, I'm not. But mom
Oh,
was
no.
filling me in and obviously hoping for the best. So I was like, well, I'll ring in and see.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh,
all
the
right,
poor thing.
let's just talk to her. Poppy, are you gonna check out anytime soon? She's saying yes. What do you
Mm,
need? Are you in pain? She's saying not really. She's not really in pain.
okay,
She's saying the
that's good.
steroid shot took care of that.
Hmm.
Took care of pain. Is there anything that Karen's mom can do for you as you're at the end of your life? I think
Oh,
snuggle with her now.
mm,
Puppy, do you want Karen's mom to know that you're dying? She's saying yes. I'm
okay,
surprised. I thought she might not. Do
okay,
you want to be euthanized? She's saying not yet. She's
okay.
saying that your mom will know when the time is right when she can't control her bowels.
Mm,
That will be your mom's
yeah,
signal. I
cute.
talked to a
Okay,
woman yesterday whose cat was asking to be euthanized, and it was having
okay.
trouble controlling its bowels. I hear that from dogs and cats,
Yeah,
that's kind of
mm,
that's their
it's cute.
telltale sign. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well,
So,
thank you,
sorry I don't have
Julie.
better news for you.
No, look, that's how it is. Thank you so much. And at least she's not
You're
in pain
welcome.
and she's okay.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
give her all the cuddles.
absolutely. Well, have a wonderful holiday, Mexican style.
Yeah, you too, Julie. Happy Christmas.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Julie.
How are you,
I'm
girl?
doing good. I didn't get dressed up
Terrific.
very well.
Oh, it's a good thing you're a natural beauty,
Oh, yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
right? Got a question for me?
Yeah, it's about my brother. Yeah, I talked to you some about my son Garrett passing 6 years ago, but
Yeah.
my brother died in 91. He was 24
Okay.
years old.
What
And
was
I feel
his
like
name, Lori?
Bradley Dean.
Bradley. Okay.
Mhm. I feel like I connect better to Garrett because he's my son, of course, and I knew him better. But with Brad, I know he gives me signs by numbers, sequential numbers. Like he graduated from high school in 1986, so I see a lot of eights and sixes or sixes and eights, just going down the highway or on the TV or like that. But I really don't feel his presence as much as I do my son Garrett. And I
Hmm.
feel like I might be missing out maybe on some messages. I know he's here and I know he hears me. He's just always been really quiet. He was in the Marine Corps, very uh serious type of person, but like to have fun too. So I just feel like I may not be connecting with him as much as I could be.
So you want to ask him. He's right on your right, and then Garrett's right next to him. So both your guys are there. As soon as that's right. As soon as we think of them, it connects our satellite dish heads to their frequency, and they come right in. So, did you have a question for Brad or for Garrett, for that matter?
Well, for Brad, we had to put my mom and dad in the nursing home in September because she fell and broke her hip and she couldn't take care of dad. And so they're in the nursing home and just trying to cope with that and applying for financial aid for their expenses. And things are just kind of really up in the air about that and just wanting to know how things are going to work out, when things are going to work out. Because, they know I've read about stuff like this, just kind of nervous Nelly about this stuff and just wanting to know the outcome.
Yeah, because that helps us feel safer. If we think we can control things, it helps us feel safer, which is a total mirage. You know that. And so you also know about the 2-minute rule, right?
I practice that a lot. Yes.
Yeah. Tell everybody about the 2-minute rule.
If it's not going to kill you in 2 minutes, then you don't have. It's a fake fear. Just put it aside.
That's right.
In your book, I did buy your book and gave it to my daughters for a Thanksgiving present, and it kind of helps us all to really to think more positively. And like my daughter Taylor said with the breast cancer, she said, "You got to have a plan, Mom." I said, "Okay, Taylor." So just making a plan to get things done. That's been very helpful with my mom and dad situation.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is your mom and dad are fine. Everything's working out fine. Your mom still cognitively is in really good shape, what I'm hearing. She is sharp as a tack, doesn't miss anything. Is that what you're finding?
Well, they actually said her BMIS was lower than dad's. It was 11 out of 15.
Okay. They're saying
she's okay. When I talked to her Monday, she was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is she's not missing anything. She's not missing out on anything. And they're saying she's like a hawk, watching everybody and everything to make sure that she's taken care of and that your dad's taken care of. So she's good. Dad's starting to decline more than your mom is what I'm getting. So the finances will sort themselves out. For you to just follow the protocols, know that everything's working, all the wheels are turning. I'm seeing like gears on a clock, Lori, where tongue and groove, one gear turns and it turns another gear and it turns another gear to move the arms on a clock. That's what I'm seeing, that all the gears are kicking in to do that. So stay in clarity yourself. 2-minute rule. Is this going to kill me in the next 2 minutes? If it's a yes, get out of the road before the truck's going to run you over. Change the conditions. That's a real fear. The answer is no, then that's a fake fear. And it'll keep you out of fight or flight. When we're in fight or flight, we lose clarity. So that will help you keep your clarity, and then you're led. You're led, okay, here's the next step. Here's the next step with that. And then just ask Spirit. What's the best thing to do? What's in my parents' best interest? And you'll get a thought and then follow that. And that'll lead you to something else and something else. As long as you stay in clarity, you'll be led. All the information you need is accessible. Okay. I hope that helps. You got your hands full, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, 2-minute rule, that is the key. The more you do it, the more you're going to get used to it. And then the more validation you get, the more you trust it. Same with Spirit. Say something to Spirit, that first thing, fast as you can snap your fingers. First thing comes in your head, that's going to be Spirit answering you. If you think about it for more than a second or two, that's going to be your brain talking to you. So ask it again. Be super specific when you ask, because Spirit's really literal and they're going to give you always correct information, but how applicable it is always going to be predicated on how you ask the question. So keep that in mind too. Look for the little miracles as you go through all of this. And, just when you're feeling stressed, 2-minute rule, 2-minute rule, 2-minute rule. Okay. Well, hang in there. Thanks for calling. We do this show every Thursday night, except between Christmas and New Year's, because I'm going to be on vacation that week. I'll just be with my family. But we do this show normally every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. Just go to AskJulieRyanShow.com and we'll connect you right in. We'll get you on. We'll get your question answered. Remember, everybody listening, regardless of when they listen to it, they're participating in the healings. They're participating in talking with deceased loved ones, all of that. So I say it's the best bang for your buck in woo-woo land. It's free. You call in, you get your question answered. I'm going to help you, and so is everybody listening, either now or in the future. This information is available on my website. AskJulieRyanShow.com is available on my website at AskJulieRyan.com. And in the show notes, you can download the show anywhere you get a podcast. We're also on YouTube and we're on Alexa. So just go to any one of those. Please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Then you're automatically entered into a free drawing. And it's a session with me, and you'll have a whole hour to ask me and ask Spirit anything you want. We can talk about medical stuff. We can scan your dog. We can talk to your dead grandma. We can do past lives, whatever. It's a blast. We have so much fun when we get to do that. So all you have to do is just leave a review wherever you watch or listen to the show, and you'll be entered into the free drawing. Let's see, what else? Call-in details can also be found on all my social media channels. Everything's Ask Julie Ryan. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those places. And while you're at AskJulieRyan.com, be sure to sign up for my newsletter. It's a question somebody submits, it's chosen, and then I answer it. And also on there is the call-in information, AskJulieRyanShow.com. So that'll be easy. Also, when you're on my website, you can schedule an appointment with me. I'm booked out a little bit. The key is get on my calendar and then save your confirmation email and periodically click on the reschedule button. Because when you do, you will see earlier appointments that have become available. And people reschedule all the time, multiple times a week, and you'll be able to get in sooner, perhaps. Everything's there, AskJulieRyan.com. So just check it out. All right. The question this week is from, it's from Johnny, and Johnny lives in Gadsden, Alabama, which is about an hour and a half north of me here in Birmingham. It's up near Huntsville. And he says, "Hi, Julie. I'm a 56-year-old male with chronic back pain." And he put in parentheses, spina bifida and sciatica, who wishes to work and take care of my family. Can you help? Can you help me? Thanks, Johnny. And here's my response. Hi, Johnny. Sorry to hear you're in pain. The answer is yes, I can help you heal yourself. That's what all physicians, medical providers, energy healers like me, etc. do. We guide and assist you in your journey to heal your own body. Nobody heals anybody else. If you think about when somebody has surgery, at the end of the procedure, the surgeon's going to close the incision with sutures and staples. Surgeon doesn't make the person's skin grow back. The person makes their own skin grow back. And it's the same with all healing. We all heal ourselves. I went on to say, to do that, I energetically connected with you so I could see in my mind's eye what was causing your pain. Johns Hopkins Medical Center says spina bifida is a group of congenital conditions involving the failure of normal development of the spinal cord and vertebrae. Most of us have heard of spina bifida, but I think a lot of people don't really know what it is. So I wanted to get an official description. It goes on to say that open neural tube defects are typically diagnosed prenatally. Those not diagnosed through prenatal sonogram and maternal blood work are diagnosed by physical exam at birth. Spina bifida will often result in varying degrees of weakness to the legs, end quote. It appears you may have had surgery as a newborn because I'm seeing scar tissue in your back. Scar tissue looks like strands of a spider web and can restrict movement by tethering parts of the body together. I watched it get removed. Next, I watched, again in my mind's eye, the clearing of your sciatica nerves going down the back of both legs. Imagine your nerves look like tubes, and imagine a corkscrew spinning and tunneling through that tubing to clear it of dead cells and other debris. After the clearing, both sciaticas were irrigated and filled with stem cell energy to regenerate the nerves. As we heard, stem cell energy looks like a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it, and reminds me of Dippity-Doo hair gel. Stem cell energy is amazing and will heal and or regenerate any body part we need. Envisioning what I described will help the healing integrate into your body. After all, the body always believes what the brain tells it, even if the brain doesn't believe it to be true. Hope you feel better. So, Johnny, thanks for submitting that question. I hope that healing helps you with your pain, helps relieve your pain in your back and going down the back of your legs. The interesting thing about the brain thinking one thing and the body following it, think of a movie or a TV show that you watched. Either it could have been scary and your brain knew it was pretend, but you felt like your heart was going to beat right out of your chest because it was so darn scary. Or think about a sad movie where you feel like crying or you end up crying. And again, your brain knows that it's pretend, but you're feeling the emotion of it. So I think those are great analogies of how the body is going to believe what the brain's telling it, even if the brain doesn't believe it to be true. The one sad movie that I always think of with that example is Terms of Endearment. I was in my 20s when that came out, and I was on a date, and we were sitting in a movie theater, and I was a new guy. I'd only been out with him a couple of times, and I remember holding my breath in that movie because I was afraid if I let my breath go that I would just, go, wah, or make some sobbing sound that I wouldn't be able to control. And I knew it was pretend. I knew it was just make believe, but I certainly was overcome with grief just watching it. I know all of you can come up with an example like that as well. So, Johnny, I hope you feel better. Hi, Beverly.
Hi.
How are you, my girl?
I'm okay. Thanks. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thanks. Where are you?
I live in Western Canada.
Okay. Terrific.
By the rock.
Wonderful. Well, welcome. How may I help you? You got a question for me?
I do, kind of. I was involved in a rear ender a couple of months ago on a highway, and it really shook my whole nervous system. And I've been having problems with my teeth because of it too. So it was kind of quite a blow.
Oh, no. Were you injured? Did you go to the hospital after the accident?
Well, I did go to the hospital, and they said it was a bit of a whiplash, but no, it was a multi-car pileup, and I was the front car, so I wasn't impacted as much. But I'm still doing physiotherapy on that, and it's getting better. But yeah, it's kind of a healing journey, especially when it's impacting my teeth and that.
What's happening with your teeth? What I'm getting is a concussion. I'm going to get you on my radar here in a second. We'll see what your head looks like. But what's going on with your teeth?
Well, I actually lost 2 teeth as a result of it after a couple of weeks after the accident. I think it was because of clenching down. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Clenching down during the accident when you were hit?
I believe so, but it might be something else that was going on prior to that too.
What is your dentist saying?
Well, it's not good news. They're wanting to remove several teeth and put in some what do you call it? Not a retainer, but a partial plate.
Okay. All right. Let me go. I'm gonna hook into you and get you on my radar. I'm gonna check your head first, and then we'll check your teeth. All right. Because
Okay.
when you're talking to me, when I'm hearing somebody describe what's going on in a healing, I'm already getting information. I call them divine downloads. I'm getting information downloaded into my head of places to look and things to consider. And I'm already zapping on you while we're chit chatting. And so then when I get you on my radar, I just watch where the energy goes, but it's also guiding me. So, scar tissue, what happens is when we have an impact and concussions, the brain is not secure inside the skull, Beverly. And so it slams up against the bony skull and then it kicks back. And so what happens is it causes injury. That's what I'm seeing. And unless, did they do an MR, did they do a CT scan on you, on your head?
No, they didn't. No.
They didn't. Okay.
I
That's
was checked
very,
out. Sorry, I was checked out by emergency physician, and she didn't feel that it was necessary.
yeah. They miss it a lot by not doing a scan on your head. So what I'm watching is I'm watching the the area that was injured get removed. Imagine that your brain matter looks like thick cooked oatmeal, Beverly. And imagine if we took a spoonful of oatmeal, what's it going to do? It's going to leave a divot in that oatmeal. And then we're using stem cell energy to come in that's going to heal that brain matter. Light amber color gel sparkles, reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel. There's a vortex that's spinning above it that's going to regenerate the brain matter to do that. When I see injury in the brain or scar tissue in the brain, it can occlude neural pathways. And the neural pathways in the brain look like laser beams that are part of a security system in a museum, perhaps, that crisscross the room. Have you ever seen a movie where the thief is trying to steal a painting or something? They got to crawl under the laser beam or over the laser beam. That's what this reminds me of. And so once the brain matter is reconfigured, those neural pathways light right up. Have you noticed that you've had headaches, or are you having any like brain fog or anything like that?
Yeah, some brain fog. Not
Okay.
headaches. No.
Yeah, that's pretty common. Really up your omega-3 supplements. Be
Mhm.
sure that they're purified and burpless, because it's fish oil usually. You don't want to taste like fish oil. It's nasty. So the ones that you buy, be sure they're purified, and be sure that they're burpless. That'll say that on the label of the fish oil. So do that. All right, let me look at your teeth. The teeth that where the energy went is your lower palate on the right side. Is that where you're having some problems?
Exactly right. Yes.
All right, let me see what's going on. And it's teeth that are kind of, midway to the back is what I'm seeing. All right.
Yes.
So you've got some nerves that have been damaged. I think what happened was you probably clenched your teeth and it damaged the nerve in doing so. And what I'm watching is I'm watching that nerve get cleaned out of the socket where the nerve goes in for the teeth. And so are they talking about doing implants or just doing a bridge that hooks onto other teeth?
Right. It would be a type of a bridge. Yes.
Okay.
I could
All
do
right.
implant.
You can't do implants?
I don't think my body would take it. No.
Okay. All right. So I think you're going to be fine with that. I would be the most pressing issue is your brain, is the
Right.
concussion. I would Google concussion protocol of how you can heal that, but I know big doses of omega-3 are a really good place to start.
Okay.
and that'll help your brain regenerate. Your teeth are going to be fine. You're going to be able to, I mean, they'll get you a bridge and you're going to be okay with it. But your brain is the big thing.
Right. Good. Okay.
Okay. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much
You're
for
welcome. You're
yeah.
most welcome. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for taking my video. I am from Palm Bay, Florida, recently moved here. I just wanted to say I'm a teacher, and I recently had a fourth grade student during my teaching say, "Oh, don't come here anymore." So she was talking, I found out, to her deceased sister. And I asked her to
Oh,
describe what her sister looked like. And she told me blonde hair, blue eyes, with a white dress that had blood
oh,
on it. And
oh.
she's never been able to, I want to help the child. And this is something that I feel compelled to do. She said
Mm-hmm.
she's never heard her name called. So I asked the sister if she would reveal the name. And she did. She came back and said, Isabella. And I had the chills, the goosebumps right away. So I felt like that was confirmation. But my question to you is, or one, the child is traumatized, and I'm trying to help this child because nobody believes her. They think she's crazy. And she's definitely not. She just has a gift. And her gift, obviously, is to be able to see her sister as well as other spirits. So the problem that I don't understand is the sister comes to her with a dress that's red, that's blood, because she was in a car accident, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why she would come to her with a knife. That part I don't. I'm trying to piece together. So I was hoping maybe you could somehow give me some input, something that I can help this child with.
She comes to her and shows her a knife. Is that what you said?
Yes. And I know spirit is supposed to be all love. And that's what I've been telling her. And I've told her, I said, please tell your sister that scares you, that's not how you want her to come. So I'm just not, the dress I can kind of understand, but
Mm-hmm.
the knife part I don't get.
Did she have surgery after the accident? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. That's what came into me
Uh-huh.
was that she had surgery, Michelle. So the spirit's name's Isabella?
Yes. And the
Okay.
child is Malaya.
Is what? I'm sorry?
The child is Malaya.
Malaya. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Isabella's already here. Isabella's next to you. So let's talk to Isabella. Isabella, what's going on with the knife? I'm hearing I had surgery and it didn't work. So
Wow.
tell her, it's something to do with surgery. She either had surgery or she didn't get surgery or something like that. Talk to her about, Isabella, can you show yourself to your sister in a way that's not going to frighten her? She's saying, oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Because see, in the spirit world, Michelle, nothing's good or bad, right or wrong. It's just an experience.
Right.
And we interpret things based on our human frame of reference. So what grade is Malaya?
Malaya.
Fourth grade?
She's
Malaya, fourth grade.
And
Okay.
can you imagine? No one believes her. And this poor
Yeah.
child,
Yeah.
people are thinking she's crazy, including her mother.
Yeah.
So here I am stepping up. They're going to think I'm crazy. But I have
You know what?
I have to feel good.
Oh, God bless you for doing that.
Consider. Yeah.
You've done this before with other students?
Well, I think I have some kind of gift, something that I'm able to sense it, because this has happened before with like 2 other students. So I feel like I need to be there, as the person to guide them through. I think also maybe Isabella hasn't crossed over completely. Maybe that could be it too. No?
No, she has. All spirits go to heaven when they
So
die. Yeah. She's in heaven. No, that's not it. I get it's related to surgery. That it's something to do with surgery. Maybe they had to cut her out of the car, like extract her out of the car, the jaws of life kind of a thing. There is something to do with her treatment, either when she was being extracted from the car or her care, her medical care. So the thing that I'm getting, Michelle, that you can do is get a copy of my book, Angelic Attendance, What Really Happens as We Transition. You have it. Show Malaya. Okay. Show her the drawings in there. Explain to her what's going on. Show her the drawings. Tell her that her sister was surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and the spirits of pets. She's a 4th grader. Have her read a story, one of the stories about the families with whom I worked, and have her look at those drawings because, a picture's worth 1,000 words is what they say. And I agree with that. So tell her that this is completely normal. Everybody has the ability. And just because grown-ups can't see doesn't mean that she can't. I also would consider getting one or more of my children's books. Angel Messages for Kids would be a good one to start because it talks about how we're spirits, how we choose our mommy and daddy, how even if mommy and daddy can't see deceased loved ones, we can see them sometimes. And I would do either the cat one or the dog one too. And those are illustrated, so they're big, beautiful pictures of angels and stuff. That may even resonate with her more. I would do those. Get a couple of the Angel Messages books and show them to her. Yeah, God love you for the
camera thing.
Yeah, God love you for helping these children. Yeah. And I have so many moms and grandmothers primarily who've told me over the years, Michelle, my child can see deceased loved ones. My child can communicate. My child knows past life information. We can corroborate. My child wants to know what happens when somebody dies. And that's what led me to write the 4 children's books, the Angel Messages series. So you may want to get one of each of those and just keep them in your library in your classroom.
Well, my kindergarten kid, just to tell you real quick, he asked me the other day, he said, "Have you been to heaven?"
Oh, what'd you tell him?
I said, "Well, it's possible that I've been there. Have you?" And he just looked at me.
Yeah.
So they remember it.
Well, they do. And then they start shutting it down about the age of 7-ish or so. So the fact that she can still see them, everybody has the ability, but the fact that she can still see them says a lot for her. And I'm thinking these children are being led to you. That's not a coincidence that you've had more than one of these children in your class so you can help them. I would get my children's books and keep them in your classroom library.
I may, but I have to be very careful because I work at a church, and you know how they believe it's Satan. They believe it's Satan. So I'm very hush.
What kind of church? What kind of church?
I believe it's a Christian church. I'm actually Jewish, so it doesn't affect me.
Well,
but
my books are passed out, both the children's books and the angelic attendant books, by many, many, many churches and synagogues around the country, number one. And number two, the Pope Francis, back in 2016, released a newsletter, kind of a thing, a bulletin to his parish priests around the world saying, "Welcome psychics and healers. They're doing the work of the Holy Spirit."
Okay,
so
that's awesome. Then I will get them to put them there because I feel it's a need. So
and if
Julie.
you send me an email If you
Okay.
need me to send you copies of that papal bulletin, I will be happy to share that with you.
Absolutely. I will. I
Okay.
will. Thank you. All right.
Thanks,
God bless you.
Michelle.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Hi, Carla.
Hey, Julie, how are you? So nice to be
I'm
here with you.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh, my honor. Where are you?
I'm in central Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. What's on your
So,
shirt?
I went to Comic-Con with my kids. So I got the Boom
Oh,
Pow.
cute.
Yeah, it was a good
Cute.
time. Um,
Wonderful. You got a question for me?
yeah, so I've been at my same job for 13 years, and I know that you also speak to your soul's purpose. I feel like I'm transitioning out of that right now, and I'm looking towards a couple different routes to go. I just wanted to know if you had any sort of insight on my soul's purpose here on earth.
Let me ask you this question. This is always fun. If you had more money than you could ever spend in your whole life, what would you do for fun?
For fun, for a hobby, or for career?
For fun, just for fun.
Oh, I would do
You
art.
didn't have to work. What
I
kind
would
of art?
portraits, crafting, things like that.
So you're a painter?
I love drawing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's your what you're creating. That's what you're being led to do. So follow that. What can you do that involves your art, your drawing, your whatever it is that you want to create? And you don't have to do everything all at once. Like, don't quit your day job while you're doing this. But perhaps, so do you do drawings for others? Like, do you draw people or pets or
I
just
love drawing.
regular
I love
picture?
drawing portraits. Portraits.
Portraits. Okay. So take a step in that direction, Carla. Start getting your information out there. Start getting your work out there. Do you have a social media channel? Do you have a YouTube channel? Anything like
Nothing.
that to get your
No,
portraits out of
nothing
there? Do you
like
have
that.
pictures? Do you have
No,
pictures of the ones that you did?
I do have a couple photos, yes. I'm just wondering, I'm a single mom with two kids. Like I need a job to pay the bills. Like that's the type of thing where I'm like, what can I
Yeah.
do with both?
Yeah. So while you have your job that's giving you money to pay your bills, focus on doing what you love. And then you're going to be led to the next step and the next step and the next step. And that's going to help you figure out how you can do that for a living eventually and make money at it. So
Okay.
when we focus on what it is that brings us joy, I mean, we all think, oh, I got to get a job because I got to pay the bills and all of that. And that's how all of us are raised, right? But when we focus on what brings us joy, start off with that part-time. Start doing it just for fun. Start an Instagram and a Facebook page. Start posting what those pictures look like, your drawings. And then what's going to happen is people are going to see it and they're going to contact you and say, "Hey Carla, can you draw a portrait of my child or my dog or my home or whatever?" And you'll get commissions. And then what you can do is you can parlay that into something that you can do as a career and make money at it and love it. So do it while you're still working. Just take a step. Even if you spend a couple of hours on it a week, take a step. Start moving in that direction. You'll have a thought to do something else. You're going to be afraid. You'll think, oh, I'm not going to have enough time to do that. Oh, I got to work. I'm tired. I mean, you're going to come with a million excuses. So 2-minute rule. If I spend 2 hours a week on my art, helping to develop this into a career, is that going to kill me in the next 2 minutes? No, it's not. So it's a fake fear. That lessens the fear. Take the step anyways. You'll be led to something else. And it works great. You'll see.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
You too. Thank you, Julie.
You bet. Hi, Melissa.
Hello, Julie. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. You too. Where are you? Are you in San Francisco? You got the Golden Gate Bridge behind
What
you.
was your first clue? Yes, I'm proud. I'm proud to be a native Californian. I'm in the Bay Area.
Wonderful. How may I help you?
So mine is a connection with somebody who has recently crossed over. Love of my life passed May 8th, David Mariero.
I'm sorry.
He and I have been friends since elementary school, and then we had a love affair for about 11 years. We split on good terms. He had some health issues that he conveyed to me, and then he passed, and I'm just wondering if he has any messages that he would like to convey, whether it's on behalf of his children or his family. I feel like something is unsaid or undone. It just hasn't sat right.
Did he die of respiratory stuff? He's telling me that he had respiratory issues. What's going on with that?
So, I didn't hear anything about that. He had some liver issues. He had some kidney issues. The kidneys were failing. That's when we split. He was not wanting to be a burden on anybody and kind of went a different direction. If that is so, I wasn't aware of it. The autopsy said it was heart attack, and that just doesn't sound right to me either.
Yeah, he's talking about respiratory failure, which could cause a heart attack.
Well,
something along those lines. He's saying that that his cause of death is not accurate.
Yeah.
It's respiratory failure of some kind. Was he in the hospital? Was he on a vent when he died? Do you know?
No, he was not. He fell asleep. His 16-year-old, he has 3 kids. His 16-year-old fell asleep next to him. The dog started barking, woke them both up. He stood up and collapsed. And they couldn't figure it out. And I just, I care very much for the kids. Want to be able to do anything I can for the family or the children, and just I feel like there might be something there.
He's saying he couldn't breathe. He's told me that 4 times. He couldn't breathe. Respiratory failure is what I'm getting. Okay. So, David, is there anything that you want Melissa to tell your kids? Are they with their mom?
No, mom she's got some medical issues. God bless her. She's struggled. She's bipolar and has had some struggles of her own. And so his sister has stepped in. His 2 older sons are trying to provide and protect, but they're very young.
And then there's a younger one that they're providing and protecting.
Yeah, the youngest one was next to him when it happened. That's Roman. He's 16.
The 16-year-old.
Yep. They've got one that is just in junior college, and the other one's in early 20s.
Okay. What he's saying is to tell them that they're stronger than they have any idea that they are. They're stronger than they know. Yeah. They're going to get through this. He's with them. Teach them how to talk with him. You know how this works. Explain to them how our heads are big satellite dishes. They receive and transmit frequencies. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all of their lifetimes. In order for them to communicate with their dad, all they have to do is think of their dad. If they're doing something random and they think of their dad all of a sudden, that's their dad letting them know that he's with them. So anything that they need to know, all they have to do is ask him. And then that sets up kind of like a 2-way radio channel. And that information is going to come in to them from their dad. So he's saying, teach them how to communicate with him.
Got it.
And he's saying if they're not ready for it, that's okay. Plant the seed. They'll come to you when they're ready.
I believe that.
Are you
doing that?
Are you in touch with them? Are you in touch with them?
Yes, I am. Yep. I had some, he was in the military. He was a Marine. I had some dog tags made in memoriam. And so those will be gifted here upon the holiday. And I'm checking in on the regular, and they reach for me. They have over the years when they need anything, and he's blessed that. So we're good there.
Yeah. So you were with them when they were little, it sounds like, if you were with them for 11
teeny
years.
weeny. Yeah, Roman was
Yeah.
4, and we were together
Oh,
11
goodness.
years. Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful that you were able to be with them during that time and that you still are. What a gracious thing for you to do. But that's his big thing, is let him know he's around them, let him know they can communicate with him. He's saying, tell them that it's just like learning a different language
I'll do that.
to communicate with
Perfect.
them. Yeah.
I appreciate
He's saying
it.
that will make sense to them from an analogy standpoint.
Got it. Thank you. Very helpful.
Okay. All righty.
Right.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Lindley.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm calling from Pensacola, Florida.
Great. You got a question for me?
I do. I've spoken to you last week about my grandma. I just wanted to see if anything may have changed or if progressed or in her stage of transition, and if she's still kind of aiming for the day of Christmas to depart us.
Yeah, I remember that you thought that she was going to leave on Christmas Day. What phase was she in last week? I don't remember.
She was in phase 10.
Phase 10. Okay, remind me of her first name, Lindley.
I call her Mima, but her name is Annie.
I had a Mima.
I think
my fave.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you had a Mima as well.
Yeah. Oh, my Mima was my favorite person on the planet. Oh my gosh. That's just, yeah. I had forgotten that you called your grandmother Mima. All right. So I'm connecting to you and from you to your Mima. All right, got her. She's in phase 11. Yeah. The vortex is strong above her head. There's angels on either side of her spirit bubble. The spirit exits through the top of the head. For those of you that think we're talking in secret code, we're not. If you go to AskJulieRyan.com, the 12 phases, right, Lindley, there's a chart there that you can download of what the configuration is of angels and deceased loved ones as we're approaching death. And as we are like to about phase 9, the angels who are either side of the spirit bubble that holds on to the top of the head, their wings start to move and it creates drag and it causes a vortex to form. And that's what people with near-death experiences talk about, going through the tunnel. That's what they're talking about. They'll talk about going through a tunnel or a vortex. That's what I see. The vortex is very strong. She's saying she never said she was going to leave on Christmas Day. That's what you think.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, yeah. We connected with her son who passed recently, my mom and I, and he had told us Christmas Day, and that's what we had thought. But it's okay, that's interesting. I really thought that Christmas Day is when she was planning to depart. Do you know if there's any particular part in her body that's beginning to shut down to bring her to stage 11?
All of them. All of them.
I know she struggled with her kidneys some. I didn't know if it was. I also wondered if we received Christmas Day very, very profoundly, but if that's not the case, I mean, that's absolutely okay. But she's having a procedure done a couple days before that. I assumed that she has to go under anesthesia for. I assumed that's what would trigger everything, and it would kind of be a domino effect from there. But
I think just let it unfold. When we try and control and know exactly what the date and the time and everything is of our loved one passing, it's just, it just stresses us out. And just let it go. She's going to leave when she's ready. Nobody can affect that one way or the other. We all decide when we go, where we go, how we go, who's with us or not when we go. And she's saying, be less concerned about when she's leaving and more concerned about just enjoying her and spending time with her.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look for the little miracles along the way too, because they'll be plentiful. So definitely. Pay attention to those too. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
You bet. All righty, everybody. That's it for this week. Sending you lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Mwah! I will see you next week, and then we're going to take a break. At Christmas, we'll have an interview that's released that week. So enjoy the holiday season. Go see some lights, bake some cookies, do things to create joy in this season with those you love. See you soon.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan, and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.